From the center of the universe, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is the SDM Show with your host, Rob Cairns. The SDM Show focuses on business, life, productivity, digital marketing, WordPress, and more. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Here is Rob.
Hey everybody, I'm Rob Cairns. I'm the founder, CEO, and Chief Digital Strategist at Stunning Digital Marketing. In today's podcast, I have our SEO segment with Warren Laine-Naida. And Warren's going to talk all about building backlinks. Sit back, relax, enjoy it. The SDM Show is brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, the digital marketing concierge that helps you put all your marketing pieces together. We are your marketing experts. We are also your WordPress security experts and know how to lock down a website and protect yourself from bad actors. So contact us at Stunning Digital Marketing today.
Hey there, it's Warren. It's that time of the month, and welcome to Stunning Digital Marketing. I'm Warren Laine-Naida, and if you've been here before, you know that I'm here to chat a bit about SEO. And if you haven't been here before, I'm still here to chat about SEO. You might know me on Twitter X, Warren L. Naida. Rob and I know each other for many years, and we work together. And, when it comes to digital marketing, everyone has their shtick. Me, it's SEO. And so this month, what I would like to talk briefly about is link building. Now, I mean, normally, if you ask people at SEO, it's going to be keywords or link building. And the question is really, it's 2025. Does link building still matter? And so that is what I wanted to look at this month, and I think we've all been there. We've all collected links. It's a bit like maybe collecting hockey cards or baseball cards when you're at school. And I mean, that's where we really came from as SEOers. I think, any of us who were building websites in the 90s, link building was kind of like being the most popular kid in school. And everyone's websites had, link pages with, our favorite links. We'd link to sites with little banner ads. And, crazy days, but really honestly, the more friends you had, the more cards you could collect. And it wasn't much different when we started doing the websites. Every link was basically a vote that this website is worth visiting. It was a pretty simple game, pretty straightforward. You got as many links as you could. Now, the more authoritative the linking site, the better. That really hasn't changed. Quantity and quality both mattered, but I think, quantity won out. So the more lists that you were on, the better it was. So, what we would do, and I don't think this has changed much for most SEOs, we'd write guest posts for anyone who's willing to publish them. We'd make sure we submitted to every directory, and it was a little easier then. There was no social media, there was certainly no AI. And you'd reach out to websites and ask for links. So, done right, this approach was actually really great because you could turn a small website into a favorite on the search engines. You'd attract lots of visitors and hopefully customers. And then the rules changed. I think while we were very busy collecting links, Google started to really shake it up. And it was less important how how many links you had, and more important was how, to look at the whole structure of the website, who you were linking to, why you were linking to them. So, we know that Google has ranking factors. We know that Bing has ranking factors. And so instead of just how many links you have and how many links that, how many times your website is on someone else's link list, it's much more important. It was always more important, but now it's really, it became much more important to understand what people were looking for. What were they actually searching for? Why were they searching for it? How good is the content on the page that's being linked? Does the website work well for visitors? Do the links make sense? Do they help people? Now we also have mobile content. We have accessibility concerns, and now as well, beyond Google and Bing, there's also the AI understanding of what our content is about and where it should be listed in the rankings. It's a bit like, you're building this Jenga tower, and the goal is to build it to the ceiling. The more the height that you have, the more visible you are in search results. And old-fashioned way was mom just really being impressed by how high it was. But then dad came along, and dad is kind of like Google. So yeah, that's fine that it was so high, but dad was really interested to see if the Jenga tower is useful, if it's stable, if it's built for real purpose. And so, I think we've always had that approach. And with AI coming in now, the games change even more. So, tech SEO is much more important for AI than it has become for Google. Google is much more interested in the EAT value. But thank goodness, at least for the AI, that schema is much more important. So, the advantage here is that, with AI, even if we don't have a lot of links on sites, if we have good quality content that's helping people, and no, don't believe that Google's helpful content that has any relevance at all. But for the AI search, if we have good content that AI can pick up on, then we have a very good chance to compete against those link-heavy brands. And you see this all the time in AI search results. A lot of the links that are cited there are not the big names. So, if we want to drag out that flag of a democratized web, AI is probably doing a better job than Google. So, where do we go? The original question was, is link building still worth it? I think it is. It's not the most important thing, but certainly Google still has it in there on their ranking that the number and the authority and the quality of links is still a ranking factor. Okay. But I think that's really no different than it always was. I think probably, a better way to look at this, better question to ask is, instead of, is link building still worth it? A better question is, what connections can you create that will help people solve problems? Because if you're doing that, then you will become a strong link in the chain, as it were, and that will certainly help your visibility. And at the end of the day, SEO is all about visibility. So if we're going to start building connections, if we want to focus on these links, we kind of we probably need to think more like smart architects than speedy builders. Okay, so instead of stacking as many links or blocks as possible, we need fewer and stronger structures that actually serve a purpose. Okay, so instead of worrying about how many links that we have, we really still need to focus on creating valuable content. So other sites will naturally link to us. And I think that that's also not changed that much. If we build a useful landmark, then people will come to it. So I think here, and I've talked a lot in past episodes about the importance of off-page SEO, and that right at the head of link building is whatever we're doing off our website, whatever we're doing as guest posts, whatever we're doing on social media, whatever we're doing on wherever we can be found. Because our website is not going to help us in the discovery phase. The website is there for conversions. People aren't going to discover us via our website. They will discover us somewhere else. So this is very important. I think that these links are working. So if we've got good relationships with other business owners and experts, if we've got original in-house content, that becomes people's go-to source and also AI's go-to source. If we are writing content that starts conversations, not just to show that we are experts, but that we are useful experts, okay, and that whatever we're building is really genuinely useful as a resource to a lot of people. And I think these 5 things are probably the most important way to build links. We're not buying links, I hope. You're not automating outreach for links. I think these sorts of things can certainly, if not hurt your website over time. Sorry, the coffee machine. This is live. These things will fail over time, but your relationships and your links with other people, serving them, will definitely withstand the time. So link building is definitely still worth it. All right. I think this is very important to understand. And how you do it depends who you are. So I think if you're in a competitive marketplace, then you should be looking at building links from industry publications. You should be looking for building links as mentions in research reports. Partnerships with complementary businesses, of course, and any speaking opportunities, guest posts, podcasts. But if you're in a competitive industry, you need to get out of the online. You need to be offline. You actually need to attend industry events. Okay. If you're a local small business, obviously Chamber of Commerce websites, any community sponsorships, local news, local directories, they're all free. And again, partnerships with local businesses. I think this is a no-brainer. So I really don't think this has changed much, but of course, what's really never changed is if you have a Chamber of Commerce that you are there, you are visible, will help with this link building. If you've got a brand new website, this is a little more difficult, and I really recommend a foundation first approach. So focus on your content, make sure that your website is technically sound. Focus on the UX, focus on the helpfulness, and you need to be discovered. So I would put a lot of eggs in the social media basket. If you're looking for link building, then you can only do so much yourself. But if you've got 1,000 followers, hell, if you've got 100 followers, those are people who, if they connect with what you are offering, they will spread the word. That's really the most important thing, because if people can't find you, they can't buy anything from you. So you've really got to get found. Links work as part of the whole strategy, the whole package. This is really obvious. So, I mean, you've got a strong foundation, you've got a good tech SEO, you've got good performance, you're offering really valuable content, good UX, great community, good social media, and your presence wherever you are, you have a local presence. So you've got Google Business Profile, you've got Bing Places, you've got your local citations. All of these will go into building those links, and it is still important because they're people and businesses, and businesses and people are still important. Just don't wait. Be very proactive. Build your connections now. Expand on them. It can take time. And everything from social media, community involvement, your content partnerships, any teaching, speaking, direct outreach, all of these will enable you. So yeah, don't waste time on what's not going to work. I think, for me, if I could choose five things, I would say guest posting, I would say original research and case studies. I would look at creating resource pages as much as possible. Broken link building. Okay, there's so many links out there that are dysfunctional. That's an opportunity. And whatever digital PR, these five, they've always worked. Stop wasting time on mass emails. Don't buy links. Reciprocal links are great, but not if they don't have anything to do with what you're offering. Instead of submitting to low quality directories, submit better links to quality ones. And sure, you could, but I mean, I don't know how many links you're going to get by commenting in community forums and other comment functions. You could argue this, and certainly perhaps Reddit has shown that, hey, you need to be there, but balance your effort against your results. That's the reality, okay? Valuable links last longer. So, yes. So, wrap it up. Link building still matters. And focus on the people, focus on the outreach, and just focus on getting found in a sensible and a complementary way. That's it. Let's exchange links, okay? Let's get out there. I hope I hear from you, and I hope this was a useful reminder that link building still matters. Have a great one.
This podcast has been brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, your digital marketing concierge to help the business owner put all his pieces together, whether it's email marketing, WordPress security, WordPress design and development, PPC, and more. Text Stunning Digital Marketing for all your digital marketing needs today. A very special thank you to Warren for joining me on this edition of the SDM. The SDM show is dedicated to my late father, Bruce Cairns. Dad, I miss you very much every day. My mother, Ann Cairns, who's still doing really well and is an inspiration. And of course, Tiz Maroney. And Tiz, I know I've said it, but thank you so much for all the inspiration you give me every day.